Hey, it's Todd Ault. It's Risk on Sports. It's 420. Who gives a shit? Oh, God, you can't cuss right away. Sorry. Who gives a darn? Lots of people do, actually. Hey, went 4-0 yesterday, Jason.
Finally, you got some wins.
Wow, 4-0. You almost hit the parlay by one.
I know,
$25 to win 1,825. Crypto Joe's in the house. Hey, 4-0. We're up next. Hey, it's Todd Ault. I'm with Jason Bartholomew and Crypto Joe. Crypto Joe, what'd you see? Did you see that White Sox picture yesterday? It was like an outfielder or something?
I did, but I was down most of the night, man.
Oh, you get a vaccine? You're like suddenly
I did. It
can't function?
It kind of made me non-functional.
I was non-functional till like 5:30, and all of a sudden I was like fine. Then I went out. I think maybe because I took the Tylenol. Then I went out to dinner, came back, and sat and watched TV, all these documentaries about people, Wall Street, for hours, and took some more Tylenol, went to bed, woke up fine this morning, but I'm groggy, a little draggy. What about you?
I'm actually not draggy today. I just got a killer headache going
Look
on.
like you lost a little weight.
Maybe.
No, you look thinner. I'm not joking.
Huh.
That doesn't mean you got it because of the vaccine. You just look thinner.
No, I've been eating less calories, trying to get in shape.
Jason, how do you go 4-0 yesterday? They were all underdogs, weren't they?
Yeah, except for the under. That was just a standard minus 115. We just had a good setup, and the matchups looked favorable, and the money line was definitely worth a gamble. So
how did you decide to take the under? This is something I don't understand. Congratulations yesterday, by the way. 4-0. And what's interesting, too, is you're still up on the year. Mm-hmm. Well, we started April 1st. This is only April 20th.
420.
You made a lot of bets, and you're doing great, right? I mean, I think you are. You seem to be pretty hard on yourself, but
we'll be fine.
The reality, I'm not talking about being fine. You have a losing record, but winning money.
We're 20.
No, you literally have a losing betting record.
We're 23-23.
Oh, on direct picks?
Yeah.
No, but I mean, this is the point. I think the average person would think, wait, if you were 23-23, how'd you make any money?
Right.
And this is what people don't understand. This is why you do this, because you can be 23-23 and still be up huge.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about it.
And by the way, if that one parlay yesterday, you missed by one game, and you had it too. They kind of blew it, right?
I know, yeah.
$25 would have paid you $1,800. Then you would have been rocking and rolling.
We're gonna hit one of those soon.
Right, you are for sure.
Let's talk about it. What we do here. The Royals against the Rays was an lefty-lefty matchup. Duffy against Fleming, and the under was 7.5. The Rays are a good hitting team against righties, and a so-so team against lefties. So we looked at that game. I think it ended up 4-1, and that was the game that we lost the parlay on. We had the Royals to win. We nailed the under, but we missed the $1,800 parlay because the Rays beat the Royals. So that was 1-0 though on the straight pick. Then the Dodgers went to Seattle. They had to travel to Seattle, and Sheffield was on the mound for the Mariners, young kid, lefty, and they were getting plus 180, so we bet 100 to win 180 on that game. And the bullpen from Seattle is really good. This kid Graveman came in. He's throwing 100 miles an hour, just blasting through, and just saved a key situation where the Dodgers were rallying, and Seattle went on to win that game. So we bet 100. We won 180 there. Then we went over to Anaheim, and the Rangers traveled to Anaheim. The Rangers were getting plus 200, so we bet 100 in hopes to win 200. And Arihara pitched for the Rangers, Japanese kid. He pitched just well enough where we got the W 6-4 there. So we bet 100, we won 200 there.
You have to be careful. Don't say Japanese boy or you're a racist.
No. It's
Japanese kid.
Japanese kid, yeah. He's 20 years old.
The young Japanese man.
You know,
young gentleman.
Not that I like to bet against us, but really,
Yeah.
I was hoping you were going to lose that one.
They were trying. They were trying to lose that one.
There was a couple games that they were trying to get us to lose.
Yeah.
He got Trout and he got Ohtani to strike out. Those were key situations. And then the Brewers were at San Diego. San Diego just finished up a big series with the Dodgers. So there was a little bit of reason for the Dodgers and the Padres to be down a little bit after that highly competitive matchup with the Padres and Dodgers. Those two are the favorites in the NL West. The Brewers were getting plus 146 with one of their best pitchers on the mound, Woodruff. He pitched really well. The bullpen closed it out. Hader came in. This kid, Josh Hader, Hader, lefty, throws BBs.
Wow.
So we bet 100 to win 146 there. Brewers got a couple of key home runs, so we were able to pull off the 4-0, and we just missed that parlay. So on the 4-0, though, we actually won $613 by betting $400. So you can see how the underdogs pay dividends nicely.
Right.
The only thing that we paid a little bit of juice on was the under game on the Royals and the Rays, where we bet 100 to win 86.95. So that was the house taking their juice on the total game, and that's standard. The juice for totals are usually anywhere from minus 105 to minus 115, but the other games were all paying plus money, and we had a good shot to win them, and we happened to win all of them. So yeah, it was a good night.
Great night, actually. What do you think, Joe? We bet against the Angels.
I know.
My team, your team.
It bums me. I'm actually looking. I'm actually looking at the plus 170, thinking he's going to bet that again tonight.
Yeah, I was looking at it still. We're just kind of getting going on today's slate. Early on, I'm leaning
You think
towards
2 nights in a row they're going to do that.
No way.
No way.
Ohtani's pitching tonight. He's got a blister still. He's not hitting tonight. They're not putting him in the lineup. It's weird. Let the kid hit.
Yeah. Oh well.
He's a beast.
I mean, maybe that's what's aggravating that blister.
So
Are these the actual tickets?
yeah,
1 ticket,
they're
2 ticket,
they're all there.
3 ticket,
We got to go cash them out.
4 ticket. You got any new bets for today?
Well, we're leaning on a couple of picks
tickets.
early. Nothing. The only definitive pick I have is the Chicago White Sox minus 112 at Cleveland, and
Can you explain to everybody what that means? Chicago White Sox minus 112.
they're a small favorite to win the game. So, like at plus 100, that would be even money, or EV, as the sites would show it sometimes. Here, the odds makers deem the White Sox are a small favorite. They're on the road at Cleveland.
So you bet.
We're going to bet
how much?
112 to win 100.
Right.
And then we like the under in that game a lot, too.
Versus the other day, yesterday, we bet 100 to win 200.
Correct.
Wow.
That's how you make money.
You know, you could go to Circa though and sit in that really, really nice new sports book because
Oh,
they're
yeah.
giving like negative 107 on that game.
Is that where they're at?
I just like that hotel.
Oh, I mean, that'd be
The one
reason
in
enough to
downtown?
drive down there.
Oh, it's just gorgeous, man. It's a two-tiered sports book.
Yeah,
You can sit along the rails. You can do all kinds of. It's really nice.
it's really nice. I mean, we're going to have to go down there eventually.
I'm just putting it out there, you know, in case any one night you want to go down there.
We like we're leaning towards Toronto plus 110, the Pirates minus 120, and Oakland over 6.5. Those what really stuck out right away, but again, I got to go back and do the homework, so those aren't official picks. But the White Sox minus 112 and the White Sox Indians under 7.5, those are official picks.
Got it.
Yep.
Hey, it's that time of the day here where we bring in Randy to talk about Indy or Formula One. What do you got, Randy?
Morning,
have-
guys.
doing,
Well,
man?
there's some news we didn't have a chance to get to yesterday. We were recapping the IndyCar race from the weekend, but Formula One announced on Sunday that they're going to be coming to Miami next year. They have a 10-year contract to run a race there in the right around the Hard Rock Stadium where the Dolphins play.
Oh, yeah.
And it looks like a really nice track, too. They've been racing for years. They had a 10-year contract with Austin, Texas. It's a really boring track.
Well, I'm confused. Are they not racing in Austin too?
Maybe not next year. This is the last year of the contract. So unless they renew the contract for another however many years, but there's talk about.
I wasn't aware that Austin was off the schedule. I thought they were adding another U.S. facility. So
Right,
they were gonna,
right. They want to have 2 every year. That's their goal. Is to have
Right.
2, or maybe 3 even. They're talking. So if they don't renew Austin, there is talk about another race, and possibly they're talking about racing in Las Vegas. It wouldn't be. I don't think
through
it.
the streets of Las Vegas?
Yeah.
Wow.
It
Would that be cool or
That
what?
would be really awesome. But
Dude, that would be awesome.
Not by next year's too soon. They might renew Austin for another 3 years. That's usually what they do after a 10-year deal. They'll do them for another 3 years, and then after that, it's done. So and that would give them the time to, get the Las Vegas race in order, which would be awesome. But this track in Miami, it's going to be excellent, man.
When
It's-
would Miami be? Like, what time of the year would it be?
Well, they're trying to figure that out right now because they don't want to have back-to-back North American races. They can't get as much of a crowd if they split them in a few months apart. They can get more people. So they want it. Montreal runs in June, and they're talking about this is either going to be in May or maybe July. They don't want to fly out here. It makes more sense to save money, right? You fly out to North America, you do Montreal, then Miami, but they don't want to. They don't see it that way as far as a money-making situation and getting the most people to go to the race. Because if a bunch of people go to Montreal, they're not going to go to Miami or vice versa.
Well, I think everyone in North America used to just go to Montreal because they had no other races, right?
Yeah. I've
In
been
fact,
there.
the
It's
last time I saw
beautiful
Formula
track.
One was with you at Indy when they run the U.S. Grand Prix.
Right. Me too. That's the last time. So I'm excited to go to Miami. I'll be there for sure. I mean, right. It's going to be 22 years since me and you went to that. It was the very first race at Indianapolis.
Wow.
Wow, is that true?
So that was history too. That was history in the making. And
Mika
this is exciting too.
Hakkinen was racing.
Right.
Schumacher was racing then.
Right.
Jensen Button, who, by the way, was my favorite racer of all time. You know that.
Yeah.
And, of course, he went on to race for Mercedes, win a championship, dominated with Barrichello. It was awesome. That was the best
Yeah.
time for me ever.
Oh, yeah, it
That
was
couple
excellent.
years where Jensen Button was just driving like crazy, dude.
Yeah.
I watched Jensen Button drive from the last place and win a race.
That was with McLaren.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
so,
he did that at Montreal.
so incredible. I'm a huge Jensen Button fan.
Yeah, nobody managed tires like him. When it came to tire management, there was
Right.
nobody like Jensen Button. He really could do the job.
And he won championships with Mercedes that kind of first year where Mercedes had Barrichello in him.
Well, it was the Braun team actually.
I know it was
and then,
Braun. But
and then Braun sold to Mercedes.
Right.
So
I know it was Braun. I know it was.
Right.
But they were total underdogs, and they did something with the car that no one else did.
Right.
And it was totally illegal, and they just dominated. I got completely hooked on F1 the
Yeah.
season that Braun, before Braun sold to Mercedes. And then I was just hooked. I mean, I liked it when I went with you, but it was kind of dominated by a few teams, right?
yeah, well,
And it's always been dominated by Ferrari.
right. But back then it wasn't as bad as now. Now it's like Mercedes and Red Bull, and nobody else has a chance. In fact, 30% of the teams, which is about a third of the field, have already admitted they've given up on this year. They're looking to next
Right.
year. Dude, we're 2 races in. You're
Wow,
giving
that's
up already. You're
crazy.
throwing in the white towel.
What's incredible
What-
is that
what-
Red
what-
Bull not only did Red Bull build a dominating team,
Yeah.
but then they had a junior team and people were racing for the junior team, and then
Yeah.
even then in F2 junior team, and they just really have built an incredible franchise.
Right.
Hey, F1's coming to Miami. I'm excited. Hey, there'll be reason for you and I to go to Florida.
Hey, we can bet on that.
What about? Oh, we can.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Hey,
you
Randy,
can bet on that
thanks
for sure.
thanks for stopping by and giving us F1. We'll hopefully see you tomorrow with more news about Indy or F1 or
Sure.
some cockroach race we can watch or something.
Sounds good, guys.
All right, buddy. Thanks.
All right. Thanks.
All right,
to let
Jason, you only got 7 minutes left. Do you want to cover it? You already kind of covered the picks for tomorrow. Anything you want to cover that's important on your mind about?
Gary Sheffield was interviewed recently. He's
I was about to say that.
Oh, were you?
No,
go ahead. Joe, do it
ahead.
up.
You're in baseball. I wanted your opinion. I was just going to ask you about it.
He was talking about how he doesn't watch baseball anymore, really, and he only watched it because it was part of his job at WTBS. And he said one of the main reasons that he doesn't watch baseball anymore is because it's kind of catered to the hitters now. And I don't know. I don't see it that way. I think he's like,
Running.
yeah, it's running big. Just as an aside, coming up at 1:05 Pacific time, we'll be doing our traditional Risk On show number 55. We've got a couple of stocks that we are looking at now that are actually doing pretty well. The rest of the market was this. Todd, what happened to QuantumScape?
Oh, I actually sold some at 34, but not enough because it was rallying. Remember how we bought some after that Kramer interview?
Yeah.
I got out of most of it alive because I bought some in the hole, but I only sold 7,000 of the 22,000 we have. So we're still eating gutter water.
All right, so back to Sheffield. Sorry, we just had to focus on that for a second.
For a second.
Sheffield is still not in the Hall of Fame. He, back during his playing career, if I recall correctly, he was accused of using the Clear and the Cream, which are topical steroids. And so he's kind of been grouped into the steroid era players like Maguire, Canseco, Bonds, Sosa. Those guys. So they all hit behemoth home runs, tons of home runs. But because they allegedly participated in performance-enhancing drugs, they had a better chance of striking the ball not squarely. With a wooden bat, there's a sweet spot that's very limited. But if you're on the juice and the pitcher makes a good pitch and you fight it off and it's not quite on the sweet spot, you usually have enough pop or enough power and bat speed to carry that thing over the fence. So that's the difference. They're like, oh, steroids can't help you hit a baseball. Well, yes, it can, obviously. Steroids can definitely help you square up a baseball. You don't have to get all of it, quote unquote. He got all of it. You don't have to do that.
Really?
You can just miss it and then send it out over the fence.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's some issues there, anyways. I mean,
I got real issues with that. Barry Bonds, maybe he did roid up. I mean,
Yeah.
you saw him when he played in Pittsburgh, and all of a sudden he was gigantic, right?
Maybe he did.
With the
No,
ball-
I guess nothing's definitive.
It's allegedly growth hormone. If you look at his 1987 Topps baseball card, his hat size is like 6 7/8, which is a pea head. And then you look at him with the Giants in like, I don't know, 2000.
It's like a 9.
He's got like a 9. like it's just like helmet head.
Yeah.
All I can say is the ball's coming. I mean, listen, whatever.
The hardest thing to do is to hit a round ball with a round bat. I mean, if you make 3 hits out of every 10, you got a chance to go to the Hall of Fame. Think about that. 30% effective.
I guess I never really swung at anyone throwing it 100 miles an hour. I
Yeah.
hit the ball fine.
I got to tell you though, I mean, Mark McGwire, I'm a big fan, and he did a lot of good stuff in the beginning of his career. I don't understand the juice.
I saw Mark and Reggie and Jose Canseco were all friends with Steve, my buddy, who was the marketing director for these guys. And so I met a bunch of them through him. If we could ever get Steve to tell any of his stories, oh my God, dude.
That'd be great.
Oh, yeah.
I've
Anyways, I
heard
saw
some-
Mark McGwire at Ruth Chris in Irvine one day. Mark McGwire was dating Mark Merrifield's daughter, who I worked with at Dean Witter. Very pretty girl. Woo. But Mark seemed like a pretty angry guy when I spoke to him. He didn't seem very happy.
No.
He was hey, you know what? For Risk on Sports people, this is a true story. I forgot about the story. I've never told you this story.
We got 3 minutes.
Oh my God, this is going to be a great story. I didn't tell you this. So back in the day, I ran a hedge fund in Santa Monica, and Mark McGwire hit I think it was number 63.
Right.
And the ball was caught in the left field, and they were going to auction the ball off. Mm-hmm. And that was when eBay was kind of new.
Right.
So I had to go through a process of eBay to be able to bid online. It was a big deal. It was eBay was going to have the eBay was going to be the starting bid for the auction that was taking place at one of the auction houses, theoretically like a Christie's. I can't remember what auction house it was. So for just a very brief time, this is pre-Mark Cuban, where he bid on a plane. For a very brief time, I had the largest online bid ever at auction. I bid on that ball. I bid $1 million for that ball, opening bid.
Wow.
I had to qualify, I had to prove them. I had basically the money. The very next bid was like, $1.7 million. I'm trying to remember exactly what it was. But the guy from Spawn, Todd, someone was his name, ended up buying the ball for $3 million plus. But at that time, it was the largest bid ever on eBay, ever.
Wow.
For a very short period of time. And I actually wanted the ball.
But he was a good. I mean, look, when he was hitting as a rookie, he was just a good kid. I mean, he could have had the rookie record in baseball, definitive rookie record, and he left because one of his family members was sick, and he quit playing.
He was skinny, but he, you can tell these guys. It's more than
Yeah,
just.
they got big.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they got big, and they got big.
And they could have
fast.
got bid just through natural amino acids and stuff,
Yeah, but these guys just blew up
never know.
huge. But I
never
don't
know.
I know.
Still to this day, one of the greatest things ever to me. And the last time I was a Dodger fan before they blew the place up. Remember the Oral Hershiser days and the Kurt Gibson days?
I do.
Those were great Dodger days. And the greatest ever was the day that everyone was leaving the stands and Dennis Eckersley is pitching. And I'm watching that game and Kurt Gibson comes up to bat. You know the
Oh, yeah.
history. Everyone's in the park.
Limping up there. What was
they
that,
leave.
87 or 88?
80, I think it was 87 or 88.
Yeah.
Right? They leave Oakland. Oakland's a great team. They get all the way, but they can't close the deal. And Kurt Gibson rips one, and that was it. Vin Scully's call of that game was incredible.
Eckersley was a great closer. Gibson's going around the bases limping,
Yeah,
going
doing
like
that,
this.
yeah.
So
Interestingly enough, oh wow, we don't have any time. Hey, it's Risk on Sports. We were 4-0 yesterday. Jason and I will broadcast once he has his picks. I'll put them on the screen. You'll be able to see his picks today. Crypto Joe, thank you. Randy, thank you. Everybody, Nick,
Subscribe,
Brett,
subscribe.
subscribe. Like.
White Sox under. White Sox and the under.
See you tomorrow.